Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that I can tell is on everyone's mind, and I can tell that it's on everyone's mind because I've had a bunch of people ask me about it, especially since the application deadline is over and everyone submitted their applications now. People have been asking me about it. Even people who haven't applied to UC yet and are still kind of working through community college are asking me this question. And it is pretty much, is my GPA good enough? Or what GPA do I need to get into UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC Irvine, whatever. So I'm going to talk to you guys about a few different things that I think are important for you to know about your GPA. Number one, so if you take a look at the UC admissions website, it says that in order to be considered a competitive applicant at any UC, you need a minimum of 3.2 GPA cumulative. So this is across the board. Your cumulative GPA needs to be 3.2 in order to be considered a competitive applicant. This does not mean that anyone who has below a 3.2 isn't allowed to apply to UC, and this doesn't mean that anyone who has below a 3.2 won't get into UC. It just depends on the school, but I'll address that in a minute. So at schools like Berkeley or UCLA in particular, because these are more competitive schools and these are more exclusive schools, that GPA is going to be higher. So just because you have above a 3.2 doesn't mean that you will make the cut. Just because you have below a 3.2 doesn't mean you won't make the cut. It all depends, it's all relative, there are many factors that go into it. Also keep in mind that GPA between different majors varies. So they're going to be looking for a very different GPA for someone who applied to biomedical engineering versus someone who is a world arts and cultures major. It is all relative, as I said before. Number two, the UC application is comprehensive. You submitted your grades, you put additional comments, you wrote your personal insight questions, so the review process is holistic. They're looking at all of these factors when they look at your application. I've had a lot of people ask me, just if I have below X GPA, does that mean they're not going to look at my application at all? And that's not true. Of course, I don't work on the admissions team, so I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I only know what I've been told, which I'm sure is very selective from admissions officers. But I'm pretty sure they don't just throw away applications if you don't have a certain GPA, because they are looking not only at your grades, but they're looking at you as a person. That's why they're asking you all these different questions. I've said this before, but there isn't a single way to get into any UC. There is no cookie cutter process that you can follow step by step to get into UC. If that were the case, then anyone who applied could get in, but that's not true. So like I said, it's a holistic process. They're looking at all the different factors and all the different things that you listed on your application when they're deciding whether to admit or deny you. The next thing I want to address, and I hope that this doesn't come across rude or anything, but so many people message me or contact me and say like, oh, my GPA is 3 point whatever. Can I get into UCLA? I'm not a fortune teller, you guys. I don't work on the UC admissions team, so I don't know what they're looking for. Also keep in mind, I don't know what your major is, I don't know what community college you go to, I don't know like which schools you're applying to, so I don't know. All I can do is offer you the insight that I gained from going through the process not once but twice as a high school and as a transfer student. So I hope that that gives you some consolation, but I don't know if you're personally going to get into UC. The only way to know if you are going to get in is to apply and see what happens. I mean, there's no harm in trying, right? All you can do is try. All you can do is put your best foot forward and try. And that leads into the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about. When you guys sit here, at least this is what I think is going on, and agonize yourself, go over and over and over again in your head, oh my god, I got a C on this assignment and then my grade dropped for that class and now it's affecting my GPA and now I don't have a 4.0 or now I don't have a 3.5, now I don't have a 3.2. You're going to kill yourself. I need you guys to just take a step back and look at it from this perspective. If you focus only on your shortcomings and only on the things that you didn't do, that's not really a fair perspective. If you consider, of course, maybe you didn't get straight A's. I certainly didn't get straight A's. I had 2 C's on my transcript, but that didn't stop me from getting into UC Berkeley and UCLA and all the other UCs that I applied to. But if you only focus on the negatives, then where is that going to lead you? it doesn't matter at this point because you've already submitted your application, right? You've already done all that you can. You've already put in the work, you've already written the essays. So whether you worry about it or not, it's not going to change the outcome, because the outcome will be whatever the outcome will be. They're either going to admit you or they're going to deny you. And I know that's terrifying, but the thing is, you can't really focus on the chance that you might get denied. You should try to think positive, especially if you are still in school. I would just use this time to continue to motivate yourself to do well in the coursework that you have left. If you're just thinking about how badly you did and how it's not even worth trying and what's the point, I'm not gonna get accepted, you're really just gonna drive yourself insane. And it's not worth it, like I said, because no matter how much you stress, like whatever happens will happen. You can only do your best. And at this point, since you've already applied, you just need to feel comfortable with the fact that you've done all that you can and that you put your best foot forward. So I don't know if that helps you guys at all. That's just the way that I like to look at things. That's kind of the mantra that I told myself when I was going through this period. And I know especially like once you submit your application until you get an acceptance or a denial, like it's just a state of limbo and it's terrible and I hated it. I was pretty anxiety ridden, but I learned that it's not really worth it to worry about it because whatever happens will happen. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. So your path is going to be your path. Maybe it's not the path that you expected or you wanted, but it's gonna be okay. I promise you guys, it will be okay. And if things don't go the way that you want them, you can always try again next year. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the positive. You made it this far. You have maybe one more semester or 2 more quarters to go and you are out of there. So congratulations, pat yourself on the back once again. And thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed / benefited from the content, and I will see you guys next Saturday at 3 p.m. Bye.